back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. You might be thinking, Shan, why are you in a dressing gown? Because I have just crashed out for about an hour and a half and I'm feeling very sleepy and I'm feeling very chilly. I'm hoping I've not picked up a cold because I got caught in the rain this morning going to the gym. You know, that fine, spitty, itty bitty rain? And it gave me a kick up the tush actually to go for a run. So I thought we deserve a big overdue catch up because I've actually gone today to my first appointment at the dentist. If you're an OG, you know I have a huge fear of the dentist, and I've took the plunge. I have gone today and I will give you all the lowdown of what's got to happen, what's got to be happening. Look at this. You know I love these cups. If it's not a sippy cup, it's one of these ones. So, for today's video, as you can tell, I am going to be trying, this has been all over TikTok. If you've seen it, it's supposed to be an automatic hair curler. Guys, I'm very worried, okay? Me and curling hair doesn't really go to plan. I mean, the TikTok hair heatless curler, if you saw that video, that weren't too bad. But actually curling my hair, unless it's the crimper or the Mark Hill waver, my hair, I need assistance with it. So either Mama G has to plait it, otherwise I don't have curls. Now, I don't know how this is going to go. This is going to be our first impressions. It's going to be a little sit down, a little catch up, everything like that. I will try and leave it linked down below or very similar if I can find it. I don't know if I need the Hollywood light on. We'll have a look because we're just going with natural daylight at the moment. But I've got, my hair was washed yesterday. So she's all freshly done. She's a little bit poofy at the moment because she has been caught in rain and she has been in a ponytail all day. So I've just had to like de-poof her because if you, well, I don't know, have I had it before? You know, like when my hair goes in a ponytail for so long, then I take it down and it goes down and then you just have that crimp. Yeah, I had that. So let's get it open and see what it's like before we get into the actual thing, because I'm not going to lie, guys. Don't quite know how I feel about this. If you have tried this or you know anyone who has, please do let me know down below, because I mean, I was on TikTok, you all know I'm a sucker for a gimmick, and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious me. It can literally, you put your hair in, and I think what it does is you put your hair in the clamp and then you press a button and it like, doo! I mean, am I going to be left with any hair at the end of this video? That is the question. That is the worrying part, you know. So I picked mine up in kind of just like the white rose gold version. And I think this is where you put your hair. So you put your hair and then this is the button left or right. And I think that's supposed to be the direction of the curl. I mean, it probably would help if I read the instructions. I don't think it actually came with instructions. No, it didn't. Oh God, maybe I should read up on it. This is gonna be a disaster, ain't it? I thought it come with instructions. Oopsie. Let's get this all hooked up. And shall we try to attempt to curl my hair with an automatic hair curler? Let's see how this one works out, Shannon Lee. Right, I did just try putting the Hollywood mirror on. But then I get the little rings in my glasses, don't I? And I don't need that. I've already got the ring of the screen in my glasses. So, we have a control panel down here. I mean, I paid £25 for this, which I think for a hair curling, styling product is about average. It's just actually knowing how to work it. So, I'm going to put it on. Right, okay, it's just going to be set to 180. And, okay, there's a timer at the bottom. I feel like it's counting up to the temperature. Oh, that's getting hot quick. Right, I actually don't have any tea towels at the moment, so I don't know what to put this on because I don't want to burn myself. Oh no, can't put it on my dressing gown. Should I grab a cushion? Should we grab a cushion, guys? I think we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to. Please just ignore my little piling of clothes there. Let's put that down. You don't need to. Oh, a squeaky chair. Squeaky chair is back, guys. Right, we're gonna have the cushion. Oh, it's smelling. That's smelling. That's a little alarming. Okay, we're just going to put it there. And we're going to try and section out the hair somehow. Now, I don't know, what way do you curl it? Do you curl it left? Do you curl it right? I actually have no blooming idea, guys. So let's whack that behind. We don't need to deal with this side. And we always know that this side always normally goes better than this side. Because, I don't know, I'm just a bit cack-handed, ain't I? So I don't want to put too much in. You know, like, it's smoking. Smoking. This is giving me, like, straight, I think, am I going to actually lose my hair right back now? Right, she's clamped. Okay. Okay. I don't know how long you're supposed to leave it for. I don't know, is this the way of the curl? I don't know. Am I supposed to turn it even more? I don't know. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. I mean, it has killed it a bit. Let me... Oh, God. Oh, no, no, no. Right, I don't think I put it the right way, guys. I mean, it does work. That is... Ah! Oh, goodness, right. Do not touch the button. Do not touch the button as you're doing it. That's probably not a great placement for it. Right. Oh, no, this isn't going to be such of a success, is it? Right. You're clamped. We need you to go left. I mean, the actual mechanism of it is working, guys. It is working. Don't know what degree. I mean, I do want to actually do my hair. And if it doesn't go to plan, I'm going to have to re-wash my hair because me and Mama G are out to London tomorrow. We're going to Mr. White's at Leicester Square. But, oh, wrong way, wrong way. Should we brush it? Maybe it's one of them curls you have to brush out. Oh, no. And this is normally a good sign. Me and Mum G are going Leicester Square tomorrow to Mr. White's. Right, you know what? We're just going to leave that a minute. We'll do this side. Shan thought this was going to be a really cool, like, look at me using my hair curler. And she's like, absolutely, what am I doing? So, the dentist today, guys. So, I have gone to a clinic in Finchley area. What is... There we go. You'll find out that I can't, like, multitask and talk. I've gone to a tooth... It's not even a tooth clinic. They are a dentist, but they specialise more within gum problems. So, as you know, I've probably said for the past... When did I mention it? I think earlier on this year, maybe April time, around Easter. I noticed that my gums had really started to recede a lot. And I noticed I started to get more bleeding gums, and there is extensive gum disease within our family. Oh, there we go. It's just not really doing bits, is it? Well, persevere, Shannonlee, persevere. I've got to film a video on after this. Can you imagine if you see the video where my hair's a little bit skew with, or you know what's going to happen? It's going to be in a bun. That will be the thing. I mean, it's just hard because I didn't want to burn my hand on it. I do think it's a very good mechanism though. I mean, it is definitely twirling and doing its thing. So I went to the clinic today, and when I tell you guys, I have a fear of the dentist. Just being in that area, like the smell, right? There we go. Starting to sizzle my crown there. Just the smells, it just freaks me out. I had a bad experience at the doctors at the dentist about 5 years ago, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been dentist since. I've just maintained myself because I've been cracking myself, to be honest. But I noticed my gums have always receded along the bottom teeth. They have gradually deteriorated over time. But I started to notice some problems and recession within my top gums. So I was like, right. I started to notice it a bit more, and the bleeding obviously got a little bit more, and I thought, I need to look into this. It wasn't a case of just going to the dentist, because my actual teeth, apart from needing a little bit of a hygienist treatment, that's not too bad. We're getting there. We'll persevere with it. Apart from maybe just needing like a little bit of a clean up, my actual teeth themselves are okay. I don't have like broken, wobbly teeth. This is really hard to do when you can't see, because I don't want to burn myself. And my teeth themselves are not... Oh. Can never get that right bit, can you? My teeth themselves, like, they're not chipped, they're not broken, they're not wobbly. I mean, I do have my fangs. Okay, my teeth, I have fangs, and that was something I've always been really conscious of. And when I was younger, I went to see if I could have composite bonding, and then I backed out last minute. Then I looked into proper veneers, and I thought, that's permanent. Like, no. And Mum said, like, your fangs are you, like, don't get rid of them. So I've left them how they are, but the gums were starting to get an issue. So I went there, and it wasn't the case of Gum Doctors London. Who's messaging away? Ooh, Hard Rock Cafe. We know I love your cocktails and shots there. We'll look at you later. It wasn't a case of Gum Doctors London. I done months and months of research into this because of my fear of the dentist. Okay, guys, we might start with getting droplets. Okay, we're going to go with it, guys. We will go with it. I didn't just type in and be like, right, gum dentist, let's go. I had to do extensive research because, I'm not going to lie, I was pooping myself. And I found a lady, as I say, in Finchley. And the thing that I was worried about was whenever I saw gum treatment, like remedies, it was always through gum grafts. And that is basically, oh no, stop pressing the button, Shan. That is basically where they take tissue from the top of your mouth and then build it on the gums at the lower bit. A gum graft, there's stitches, it just doesn't look a bit of me. When we spoke today, I was like, I really don't want to do the gum graft, because that is why I've come to you, because they do something called a periodontal laser treatment. And you might think, how is laser on your teeth? But they do something where they kind of push the gum up. Don't ask me how. I don't know all the scientifics, and I'm nowhere near that stage yet. I went down today. I had my consultation, which actually went on forever. That's not a bad thing. I was booked in for an hour, and I believe my consultation in the end was like an hour and a half, but so thorough. Oh, okay. Oh, that's probably the best one, guys. Yay. Okay, right, this is where we start to look a bit ridiculous, because I'm just gonna start clipping them around, and then I'm probably going to mess up the curls by doing it like that, but hey ho. So it ended up being about an hour and a half. When I tell you, seeing that dentist chair freaked me out, because Mum couldn't come with me. There was only room for one person extra in there, and that was the hygienist man. Oh no, oh god, you know when you try and do it and it's cack-handed, I'm like looking in the mirror like, nope. So there we go. Went in there. They're like, oh, take a seat. And you know when you're just like, oh, I'd rather not. And the lady was lovely. Like, she explained to me what they was going to do. And I had to sign, like, kind of a document explaining what they was going to do to me before I went in. And when I read this document, I was like, oh, no. Like, it said they had to probe and you might get discomfort and you might get bleeding. And I'm like, I'm getting bleeding, okay? I'm always going to get bleeding. It was the pain and the swelling that I was a bit like, because it said we might have to prescribe you antibiotics after for like pain and numbness. And I'm like, oh, I can't be doing that. I've got videos to film. I've got to like eat McDonald's and do that. I can't be dealing if my gums are like that. So I went in there. The lady spoke to me about everything. And then she was like, right, let's have a look. We're going to start with the exam. And I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. And when I tell you, at first, I'm thinking, this is a breeze. Like, absolute breeze. She's like, got a little scalpel. And she's like, right, lower right 1, lower right 2. Yeah, then she's like, okay, darling, now we're going to start doing the scalpel. And I'm like, oh, God. So basically what I had to have done today was above the gum of each tooth, so that tiny little section of gum above each tooth, I had to have 3 needle stabs, which I don't know what he'd done. It was some type of graft, but it was 3 needle pricks above each tooth. And all I could hear was partial bleeding, whole unit bleeding, upper right 1. Bleeding, moderate bleed. I'm like, and you know, you can feel it. So I'm laying down there like, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it's absolutely gonna be a whole mouthful of blood. Like, this is what I can feel. And the top wasn't too bad. There was a few bits towards the front of my teeth where I was like, oh, okay, like that is sensitive, you know. And the lady was like, oh, we're all done. I'm like, okay. Fantastic, all done. That was for the top bit, and then they do a test where they see how far the gum protrudes off of the teeth. So my top teeth, the gums don't really, sorry guys, I can't talk on this bit because I will actually singe myself. On my top gums, my gums don't remove themselves from my teeth. That probably sounds really weird in that, but they don't. They're very much fixated. So I knew that I wouldn't have any problems with like the gum flapping off, in essence. I done all of that. Sit up, rinse, la 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 la. Get on with the bottom lot. Oh guys, when I tell you the bottom lot, I don't have much gum left on the bottom, and I just felt that that was gone. Like, legit, I could feel with every prick blood. I know she kept saying, are you okay, darling? I'm like, because you're in such a vulnerable, awkward position. I've got my mouth like, she's got a needle by my gums prodding me, and I'm just like kicking and flicking my feet because I'm like, I had a little bit of tissue in my hand that I was holding on to. No wonder that the room they do is like right down. You have to almost go into a basement style. And then she was like, right, that's all done. Now we're just going to do the recession point. And she told me in the previous bit, oh, that's a good one. She told me in the previous, when we had the like rundown of what was going to happen, anything above 4 is basically bad. So I'm hearing the numbers and like I'm listening out for the numbers, you know. I'm hearing the numbers. Ow! Oh God. Right, focus, Shan. You're going to singe yourself. I'll have to do that bit in slow-mo, like, oh! That was like with the Mark Hill bit, wasn't it? Ow! I heard the numbers and I'm hearing 1, 3s, 2s, 4, 4, and I'm not. Okay. And then she went to the bottom teeth and it was like 1, 0, 2, 0, and it got round to my front and I heard 4, and I'm like, right, and I hear 6, 5, 3, and I'm like, oh no. Like, no, I mean, it wasn't going so well, but it was going better than I'd anticipated. And I was like, right. Then I had to have 10 radiographs, like x-rays. And then I had like almost like a mouth guard, 2 things I had to hold either side, and photos of my teeth done. My teeth have had a proper little photo shoot today. And then it was like, right, let's get all the results in that back. So I do have a stage of gum disease. I always knew that. And when I was speaking to her about the recession of the gums, because gum disease can be hereditary. Ah! Oh my god, did I just press the wrong button? Yes, I did. Oh god, right. Hold on, guys. I need to focus on this bit. Shannon Lee, watch what you're doing. You literally you pressed right instead of left. There we go. Let's not get it too near because we all know I do have a tendency to burn my neck as well. So I have a form of gum disease that she said 90, I think the statistic is like in the 90% of people will have some form of gum disease throughout their life. I explained it's in the family. My nan lost her teeth when she was a teenager and had to have dentures. Dada's teeth, he's had problems. Mum's had problems with hers through steroids and everything like that. So I wasn't like kind of set off to the best start, let's just say. And also I didn't realise what could cause receding gums was the contraceptive pill. So she asked me how long I'd been on it, and I was like, coming up 13 years. Yeah, 13, 14 years. Something like that. I went on it at 14. I didn't go on it at 15. I went on it at 14. Been on it 14 years. And she said, can you remember your gums back then? I'm like, not unless like I took a photo and looked back and I'm like, smile. I said, not really. Ow, turning the wrong way. And she said the gums can get really affected by the contraceptive pill because it's like the hormone supplement that you're having. First thing as well, she was like, could there be a chance of pregnancy because of like certain chemicals that was being used? Absolutely not. So the main thing that I got told off for, because she said the gums behind my front bottom 2 teeth are affected. Right, okay. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not great. We might have to work with it, okay? She said the gums behind my front 2 teeth have been affected, but the recession is more behind. And I'm like, okay. And that, she said, is from my tongue bar. And I was like, oh, I've had my tongue done, my goodness, well over a decade. Absolutely well over a decade. So the first thing she said to me was take it out. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a minute. I was like, okay. I will listen to everything you have to say. But I'm not taking my tongue bar out yet because I've got to have a few appointments. Then I have to have a 6-week period where we see how it goes. I said, if after the 6 weeks it's not affected it after it's been sorted, I will keep my tongue bar. If not, then I'll have to look at taking the tongue bar out. So she was like, okay, that's a fair deal. And then we got into like seeing your big grand finale of all your x-rays and your photos. And that was, let me just say, an eye-opener. I'm going to quickly change the battery before we get onto this. And then we can, I'll tell you all about my teeth and the whole photo shoot and shebang of how you may notice my teeth changing over the next few months. Be right back. And just like that, we're back. So, oh, right. I don't quite know how to... We're going to go back on the part that I done a bit of a cackhand with. This is where I definitely now feel I could actually burn myself. So I've got to be very... Oh, are you maybe supposed to turn right on this side? Right, we're going to go right and see what happens. Ah, bit hot. So we sat down. She showed me all of my photos. I tell you what, that is a way to see your teeth when it's been photographed and x-rayed and everything like that. I have had partial bone loss. That is where, so in between the top 2 front teeth, I have like a little black triangle where it's not gum, it's not, in essence it is a gap, but it's not a gap between my actual teeth, because when I have to have the treatment, she said there is a possibility that the black triangle will get bigger. And I was like, I can't be dealing with a gap in my teeth. I don't want a gap in my teeth. So she said that that is irreversible. They can't do anything if the gap appears, but I can always have composite bonding and go down like a cosmetic route, but we need to get the gum sorted. So I'm like, okay. I can deal with that. So we had that, and she spoke about the treatment plan, and she said we could get you in for Thursday. And I'm like, oh, I can't, like, my work is like limited. I won't be able to get the time off to come. So the lady is at the clinic one Saturday a month. August, I was very hesitant about, because when I have my first appointment, I'm actually having 2 appointments in one. So it would normally be, you would have half your side, half of your mouth. I've got to have an extensive dental hygienist, like a proper little cleanup, and then we can see how the gums are doing. Normally you would have it done and then you would come back in a few days for the other side. But I said, with the thing, is there any chance we can get it all done in one? So we are. I'm going to have half my mouth done, have an hour's break, and then another half of thing. I've got to have local anaesthetic. And I was like, okay, I'm thinking it's just an injection in your gum. No, I've got to have injections all along my face and internally. I think it's about 12 to 16 injections I've got to have. And that is of local anaesthetic, so that obviously, hopefully, I don't feel anything. Because I said to her, I have a fear of needles. And she was like, but darling, you've got piercings. I'm like, I know, but when I feel, if it's anything health-wise, I'm like, no. If it's cosmetic and I'm like, it's a tattoo or a piercing and I feel like I'm getting something out of it, I'm okay. But I said the way that I need to look at this is I'm going to kind of get new teeth out of it. That's the way I've got to look at it mentally for me. So I'm going to be in pain, and I need to work around filming, scheduling, everything like that, because I didn't want to have it done in August, because you can have quite bad sensitivity for 2 weeks and then you're on a strict 6-week program with dental care. I don't want that before my holiday, and I don't want it whilst I'm on holiday. My teeth are not going to fall out in 6 weeks. I mean, I'm on a 7-week countdown now for holiday. They're not going to go. So we had to look at the schedule, and I'm away obviously from the 1st of September for 2 weeks. And the Saturday after I land, 23rd I think it is. Yeah, 23rd. That's when I'm booked in to have my whole mouth basically done, dusted. That, for me, I need to look at it like I'm getting new teeth. And in essence, I need to think like maybe, Shan, you're getting a bit of chin filler, a bit of jaw filler. Because having all of them needles is going to absolutely freak me out. I was the exact same when I used to have my toe surgeries. And, oh, that's a hot curl. And with my toe surgeries, oh my goodness, I used to have an injection right in the bone of my big toe. And I would have to have 3 to 4 like pinprints around the top of my toe. And oh, when I tell you that there was quite a few instances when I was on the verge of having a hypo attack, that they used to have to run in with the pot of the old sugar cubes. Yeah, I was on those levels. So I explained my hypo, and I had to do my health questionnaire and everything like that. And the lady said to make sure on the day, eat. I was like, okay. I was like, oh, could I do my gym session? Because I still, obviously, once I'm back off holiday, I want to be back in the gym. And she said, I wouldn't advise doing strenuous activities beforehand. I would get up, have a little something to line your stomach and some sugars, and then make it down. So I have to be in Finchley for 12. That is my first appointment. I have 12 till 20 past 12 is just like your general, how is it going, a little bit of a clean up. And then I have a 45-minute part where they numb and do everything they need to. Then I'm having an hour's break. There's a little coffee shop next door. She said you're more than welcome to go out. Like, I can still eat or drink. It'll just feel, she said you will have tendencies like you've had a stroke. And that's not taking the mick or anything like that, but where my face is going to be numbed, she said you might lose the sensation of it. And then obviously when the other side goes, she says you won't be able to eat or drink for probably about 2 to 3 hours after. Your mouth will feel numb. It may also feel swollen. Having it feel swollen and numb, she said, is going to be a very weird sensation, but I've got the list of all the side effects. It's just because the whole thing has to be numbed. And I said, I think, she said, a lot of people actually wear a mask, you know, like what we had to during the sea. Wear a mask when you go out, she said, because it will not bruise, but you will have obviously all the pinprints where you've had the needles. And people will stare. I'm not going to lie, people will stare. So that is that. So I'm there for, I think, over 3 hours, because I have my 20-minute normal hygiene. Then I have the 45 minutes where I'm localized and cleaned. Then I've got an hour's break, and then I have another 45-minute treatment after. So hour and a half, 2.5, 2 hours 50, pretty much 3 hours I'm booked out for. And not gonna lie, I'm absolutely bricking it. I am absolutely bricking it, guys. I know it needs to be done, and I'm really proud of myself for going. That's one thing. And Mum was like, I'm proud, well done, like, you've actually gone. And of course, because I had to go in the room by myself, I'm like, I bought Mum for like moral support, and she couldn't come in. So I was like, oh, there was me with this big chair, and I'm like, oh, big scary chair, yes you are. And after I've had the deep clean, like the numbing and everything like that, I then go on a 6-week dental plan, where I'll be given certain things to use, certain mouthwashes, lotions. She said there will be a tablet that you take off, you rub it on your teeth after you've brushed them, and certain parts will go like purple, and that's where you know that you need to like rebrush for plaque or anything. The gums may be inflamed for 2 weeks, because they have to clean not only obviously your surface teeth, but she has to, I believe, push up my gums, so you almost have to recede the gums further, clean them all out. And she said to not be alarmed, because when you see them, your gums will look like they've receded a lot more, but it's just where they need to, they've been pushed out, so they need to like retract back. So I'm like, okay, so that's for 6 weeks. So if I'm having that towards the end of September, it will probably be early November I have to go for my follow-up. After my follow-up, we'll see how everything goes, and then I have to go through the same procedure that I've had today, where they check the thing and I have to have the prod in, because they need to see how much like it's affected or changed it. So, oh, you was a 4 last time, and here we are now, you're a 3, for example. So I have to go through all of the prodding once again. And then after that, it will be to actually ascertain the level of damage to the gums and how the gums have reacted with the treatment. So all of this is to be done before I even look into the gum corrective surgeries. So I do feel that if I need gum surgery, I would request, if I'm able to, but say she is the lady who is very highly trained in what she does, she will tell me if I can have it. I would like to have the laser treatment, because it is less invasive. Yeah, less invasive, and it's a lot less downtime. With the gum grafts, there's like stitches, you have to go back, and that just absolutely freaks me out, having stitches in my mouth. So after that, we will see how it is. It may be after the cleaning and the treatment, I'm like, oh, actually it's not too bad. If I do decide, which I feel I'm going to have to, definitely on my 2 lower front teeth, maybe the top 2, I'm not too sure, would have to have the laser surgery. And then with the laser surgery, if after everything's cleaned and everything's done, the little tiny triangle that she mentioned that I could get in between my top 2 teeth, I may have to go into, like, if it really affected me that much and I didn't want it, it would be composite bonding, because you can't pull the gum down anymore. So she said we would just build the tooth around the gum. So I don't quite know how that works, because I thought, oh, it's just like a little bit of filler you just put in, but I feel they actually have to do your teeth composite bonding. I was trying to remember, almost like a cap. So I don't know. I'm going to have to see, because when I smile, and I do like to smile, I don't feel I have a gummy smile. Like, I don't smile and all you see are my gums. I mean, that's probably shown because you haven't really got much gum there, darling. But, you know, I don't feel like it's all gummy. Ah! Oh, God, no. Communication. Do not touch that button. Communication? Shan, you mean your coordination? No, I need to go right. If you can talk and curl hair and that, I mean, good on you, because I've just got no coordination. That's what I meant to say. So, yeah. From November, that will be after my 6-week treatment. That will be when we decide if I need to go for, like, a laser treatment. If I do, and then I have the laser and I'm like, I don't like that tiny little gap, I may have to go for composite bonding. I'm hoping it could all be sorted by Christmas. That's what I'm hoping for. Who knows? If I'm not happy, it may have to roll into the new year. But after this now, I think as much as the probing hurt, I mean, I haven't got to have probing only on my 6-week review, but general like checkups, I won't have to have that. So I do feel it's not too far away from me. It takes me about an hour and a half. I have to get a train and then another train, and then I get into the tube station and I get a tube into St John's Wood area. I feel, because she said if you have all of this done and then you go back, wrong way, and you go back to potentially not visiting dentists because you're scared in your area. Oh, that's hot. What is it? No, Shan, you're pressing. There we go. Yeah. You're basically just defeating the object of having it done. So what I did ask is, do they just do general hygiene checks there? Like, not necessarily to have all of this jazz, but could I go just for a general hygiene checkup? And she said yeah. So I think what I might do is, when all this is done, hygienist, she said they recommend every 3 months. And I'm like, okay. When I see the costing for every 3 months, I'm like, okay, that's going to be a added expense to my life. But they are my teeth. And I think the money I'm paying out on this. So this was all like done, dusted. It actually don't look. We're going to try and vavavoom it in a minute, guys. Oh, she's not too bad. Right, let's just have a bit of a chit chat and a gossip. So she spoke to me about the bits and bobs, and then she said you'll go downstairs, go back to the receptionist, and they will talk you through your treatment plan. Oh God, ow. Right, hold on, let me move this, guys, because I'm going to end up burning my leg on it. There we go. Discussing my treatment plan. Mama G, bless her. I come up, she's sitting there, she's like, all done. I was like, no, I've got to go through the plan. She's like, okay. So I have obviously the initial cost for the 20-minute hygienist, and the way they work your teeth is per quarter. So in essence, I'm being charged 4 quarters, and the cost for that was the deep clean, all of that jazz, and the local anaesthetic, and then I have my 6-week review in there. Mum looked at the cost and was like, she was like, okay. And like, bearing in mind, it's only a small area. She was like, is that with the laser? And I'm like, no. She looked at me. She was like, I'll get your scrubbing brush and some bleach. I was like, I had a feeling, I estimated the cost roughly. I was doing for it, as I say, I'd done a lot of research on this. And I went through and I was looking at bits and bobs. And I estimated a certain amount. And I wasn't far off. It is a lot, and I will go into the costings as well, because I don't know if anyone else is watching and you could potentially have gum problems. You might think it's a little bit worrying, you know. So I will leave links to certain areas in London, or as I say, if you're not in London, if you Google, I believe it's periodontal disease dentist. They're like the people who actually really specialise in your gum as opposed to mainly the tooth. So my consultation today, for an hour's consultation with 10 radiographs and photographs and everything like that, was £195. Which, for what I've had done and what I've got at and everything, also you get emailed to you. So I've got all my x-rays now. I have all my pictures, all of my stats. There's a diagram of my top teeth and my lower teeth, front and back gums, with all the pinpoints, the numbers and that, so I can go back at any time and see, right, that is a bugger, that is my one that bleeds the most. It's everything. I feel for the money that I've paid for what I've got is absolutely worth it. As I say, I haven't been to the dentist for about 5 years, I would say. So, you know, when you think like all them hygienist appointments that you've missed, you haven't added up, that is the thing. And then when I go back, my first 20-minute consultation is £90. And each quarter of my mouth is £400. And my 6-week review is £175. So all in all, for my big appointment and my 6-week review is £1,850, which is an astronomical amount. The lady said there is finance options, and they have things where you can go to a finance provider and it's like 0%, everything like that. But when I got my YouTube money, I did put a set amount away for my teeth, and I estimated about 2,500. So I'm up at the moment, but that obviously I haven't had the laser, and when you have the laser, it's charged per tooth. So where at the moment I'm being charged per quarter, some of these may not need to necessarily be deep cleaned, but when you go into the laser, it's just individual teeth. So I feel like each individual tooth is about £250 to £300. So if I have to have a couple of that done, I'm still within the money that I put aside for it. I had to pay a £300 deposit today because it was for the 2 appointments back together, and then I pay the balance when I go in September. I saved that money and I said to Mum, I'd rather just, I mean, the finance is a great option, but I purposely put a set amount away for my teeth because I knew I had the appointment booked. I knew once I had the appointment booked, it got rescheduled. I got a bit bummed and I thought, well, don't back out. And I'm actually really glad that I didn't back out. I was going there thinking that they're saying 5 years your teeth are going to fall out. It wasn't like that. I thought I was going to have to like go Turkey or something and get fresh teeth, you know. But I was very happy with the outcome, and I feel like I've caught it at the right stage maybe. Let's take the old dressing gown off and we'll try and sort this hair out. So that is the thing. It's going to be a very long process, but with regards to that, after she said we can go into like the whitening stage and everything like that, but I've actually bought a few whitening bits and bobs. So I said whitening I don't think will be too bad. I think I'll be okay on the whitening side. Obviously they have the professional stuff, but we'll see. So yeah, I will keep you updated, of course, in all the little vlogs and that, because the teeth journey is going to be a thing. It's not something I'm going to film though, because that for me is like way too private. Seeing my teeth in that, like that up close, I was like, ooh. But who knows, I might speak about it along the way and show you like little pictures and bits and bobs here and there, but for now I will just update you in vlogs. Nothing's happening until I'm coming back from my holiday, because I was like, look, I've paid a lot of money, I want to enjoy my food, I don't want to go out and just be able to eat soups. I want my steak, I want my burgers, I want all my food. She was like, you go have your holiday, and then when you come back you tell me all about it. Even though I'm not really going to be able to talk, I might have to just put a slideshow of pictures and videos on the little notice board. But that is the update with the gums. And guys, I don't think it's turned out too bad. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not terrible. I feel for a first attempt, we've done okay. I do feel we've done okay. Am I going to have to brush it out for tomorrow? Probably. But, hey ho, it is what it is. For 25 quid, I think if I got the knack of it, because this side actually does seem a little bit more curlier than this side. This side's a bit flat. Swings and roundabouts, 25 quid. I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10 for a hair appliance. But as I say, I will try and leave it linked down below for you. And thank you so much for sitting here with me just waffling about me gums. Waffling about me gums and teeth. But, guys, if you did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below and say, leave us a comment, what do you think? I know it's not perfect, but hey ho, potato. And if you've had any gum problems or know of anyone or anything that could help us along the way, I would really appreciate any feedback, okay? But take care, stay safe as always, and I shall see you tomorrow. What's tomorrow's video? Oh, I'm not too sure. Actually, it might be the vlog. It might be a vlog or a haul. Who knows? Bye, guys.